Hey there. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and well, I guess I'm just gonna throw it out there and give it a shot. This is Shipwrecked Mopars. My name's Wyatt, and I focus on fuselage, 69 to 71 Dodge Polaro Monicos, but I love all C-bodies, and I love all Mopars. I even have the Pentastar and the Roadrunner tattooed on me. I'm serious about this. It runs in my blood. It's just something I've always been fascinated about. I live and breathe and sleep and eat. I love Mopar. Mopar. So anyway, enough about me. I've got my 71 here, my 69 Polaro right behind me, my 70 convertible right there. Got another 70 wagon right there. If I keep going down the line, let's see if I can do this. We got a 70 wagon on the other side of the turquoise one, and then a cop car right here, about touching it. So yeah, we got some cars to talk about. I also am pretty well connected. I have a nice community of friends that we do this with. Manny up in Racine, Wisconsin. If you need Sport Fury GT stuff or actually any C-body parts, he's a GT specialist, but he will find you anything in a junkyard that you need for a C-body. And I'm sure, Facebook groups, a couple of the websites out there will vouch for it. I mean, he knows where 10 of them are in the junkyards right now. He'll send you a bunch of pictures. He's the man when it comes to locating parts. You got the Real Guy Garage up in Canada, Nick Winter. He's a jack of all trades. He can literally do anything from mechanical work to body work to metal fab. I mean, he's friggin' excellent. Got a couple local guys here in Illinois that I do a lot of work with. Tim, Six Pack RT. He's hands-on. He's pretty much willing to tackle anything. He's got a couple cool cars. There's a burnout video I'm sure some of you guys have seen of a 71 U-Code New Yorker. That's his baby. The car is awesome. I helped him pull the stub out of it, and we rebuilt that whole front end, and now the car is going to be coming back from paint and body, and it's just a really cool car. We got an old curmudgeon that helps us. I'm not going to say his name, but let's just say he's a moron, and we'll leave it at that. We got Paul down in Seneca. He's a wagon guru. He will go, and the guy's nuts. He will take cars that we'd probably part out and put them back on the road and get them running, and he just enjoys them as is. He's got a bunch of wagons. He's drove all over the place. I think his YouTube channel is called like the Long Roof Inn or something like that. So, I mean, yeah, the C-Body Bob, he's got a channel out there. So I figured I'd join in on the fun too on YouTube and, talk about some of these cars. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start with this one and just go down the line. It's my 71 Dodge Polaro Custom. It's a two-door. It's a 360 car. It's pretty original. I got it on trade from a guy. I did a bunch of work to his convertible. And this was the payment I received for it. I think it was a great deal. I think he got a great deal because I did put a lot of hours into it. And we're still not done. There's more to do. Like I said, it's a factory 360 car. The original motor in here. It's pretty much untouched. Look at that, the washer bottle's not busted. Here's a fender tag for you guys that want to see it. I'm sure there's people. Boom, there it is. Yeah, this car's pretty good. It's much like the car my dad had when I was a little kid. And I'm actually going to use it to answer one of the first questions that we normally get. And it's a repeated question over and over, and well, here's the answer. What size tire should you run on a C-body? And we're going to use fuselage because I'm sure most fuselage cars would accept this, what I've done here. I've got two 35, 70, 15s up front on a 7-inch squad car wheel. So like the later 70s squad car wheel. In the back, you can see I staggered the sizes. You could go 235, 70 all around. That'd be fine. But if you want, fatter tires in the rear, I've got two 75 60s on an 8-inch squad wheel back there, and they clear and they don't rub. Now that I've put a little bit better springs in it, when it had the sagging springs, it rubbed when I would hit pretty good bumps, but overall it wasn't bad. This is one of my drivers. It will eventually be getting a 383 or a 440. I'm not sure yet. The 360 is fine, but I like doing burnouts and beating the hell out of my cars. So it's just not going to do it ain't going to do the job that I want done. But for the time being, it will stay like that. Let's move on to the next one. It's my 69 Dodge Polaro wagon. It's a 9-passenger wagon. It's called the Surf Polaro because, as you can see, it was at some point used for a Surf Pro vehicle. My friend Scott up in Minnesota provided me with that license plate. It's pretty neat. What can I tell you? I drove this car to Carlisle in 2019. It took me 40 hours to get there. It's like a 14-hour drive from here. I had nothing but problems, but it was such a blast, I didn't even care. There's a section of the Ohio Turnpike. I drove, I don't know, the temperature gauge was pegged, and I maybe put 45 minutes to an hour. Just said, screw it, I'm going. And I went, and then my conscience got the best of me, and I pulled over, and I blew up a radiator hose. Because of all the pressure, and yeah, but I changed the radiator hose. I Ubered to an AutoZone, got radiator hoses, changed it, drove the car to a different AutoZone that happened to be 24 hours, bought all of their radiator hoses, and made it all the way to Carlisle without an issue. And then drove the car basically all the way back without too much issue. Yeah, it started getting hot again, but it was like 100 degrees out. And the car had been sitting for an unknown amount of time, and I just sent it. And it was a lot of fun. I would do it over again exactly the same way if I had to. But now that original motor's gone because it had issues. I don't know if it was a head gasket or a cracked head, cracked block. Something was wrong. And I replaced it with a 5.2 Magnum out of a truck. And it runs really good. It's disguised as an LA. Here's a question a lot of guys ask about headers on Z-bodies. Here's another question I'm going to answer. These headers are on eBay right now. They are listed for a Dakota or a Durango or a Ram. They fit, they clear the steering, they don't hit, they are awesome. And they're cheap too, they're like $100. Well, they were before all this inflation, so now they're like $130, but still, great deal. Yeah, they're made in China, but you know what? If you want headers on a budget, those are the way to go. So this is the Surf Pro. It's going to be one of the cars that we do some stuff on. One of the next projects. It is for sale right now, but one of the next projects I plan to do, I'm going to do the dash, I'm going to do the heater core, and I'm probably going to do some seats. The seats that are in this car right now, I think I'm going to put into this car, and I have high back buckets that I'm going to put into the two-door. So we'll see. I haven't decided fully yet. Now we're on to this car. This is my triple black 70 Polaro convertible. It's a factory 440 car. It's the buckets, console, power windows, power seat, AM, FM. Oh man, what other options? Cruise, rim blow, AC. I mean, it's a loaded up dealer demo car. I got this car out of Detroit. It was sitting for an unknown amount of time. I have very little history on it. I built it when the COVID fake lockdown happened, and I drove to Carlisle for its 50th birthday party. and I do lots of burnouts with it. It's got a 391 Sure Grip in it.
How dare you!
I have a 440 out of a parts car in it. The original motor needs rebuilt and sleeved. And yeah, so this is it. It needs a bath. I don't like to cover it because, well, my shop in here isn't really climate controlled, and I've noticed a few times taking the covers on and off the cars, sometimes when the temperature changes, the moisture and condensation gets trapped between the cover and the car, and I would just rather leave them out to get a little dusty. It's no big deal. So this is definitely one of the cars we're going to focus on. These two are going to become one. Again, I've listed that one up for sale to give it a chance at life. Before I do what I want to do with it. The plan is I'm going to take this rusty body with a beautiful interior, and I'm going to take that clean body with a trashed interior, and I'm going to make one nice wagon. I don't like the Monaco trim. I don't like the Monaco wood grain, so I'm going to turn the Monaco body into a Polaro and combine them together and make one nice Polaro wagon. This one's a factory 383 car. I'm going to add a superlight. I mean, the interior in this thing is just, it is primo. It really is nice. I've already restored the gas tank. It's all relined. I had to braze up some holes. That was a whole expense on its own, but yes, that's this one is, I want to get this one on the road this year. Here's the donor. It's the original 440 car. It's got power windows, and it's a neat Monaco. I really wish it wasn't so tore up, but I mean, it is. So, and then last but not least, this is my 71 Polaro. It's a Washington. I can't say it's a Washington Highway Patrol car, but it came out of Washington. It might be a Highway Patrol car. It's got a 383N code in it. Manual steering, no AC. It's a pretty neat cop car. We don't know exactly where it was done or what agency it was in, but it's definitely a cop car. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Certified Speedo. It's probably likely a piggyback car from the Washington Highway Patrol fleet, but this car, it needs some work too. I think I need to do the pedal assembly on the inside. It's pretty rusty and sticky. I got to get the carb rebuilt. I got to send that out to Woodruff Carburetors. Dana, that one's coming to you. It's already boxed up. Just need to do it. What else does this need? I mean, it needs everything, but we're going to start there and just keep chipping away at it. So that's it for my cars. I'm going to show you a couple of my customers' cars. I got two of them sitting outside. Two of them are over here in progress. One of them's covered right here, but I don't feel like uncovering it because it's a pain in the butt. There's a couple boxes on it. I'm just not going to do that. It's a 73 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham. It's a really nice car. It's going to be more of a driver. Interior is really nice in this one. We got it and it ran poorly the whole time. I did a bunch of stuff to it, and then turns out it had bent push rods and stuff. So the motor came out, and it is over here. It is all bored. We had to go 30 over, new pistons, had the heads redone. There, everything for that motor is here and here. So this is one of the projects I'm going to document as well. This motor right here is one of my 440s. So I have to, that's another project we're going to do. That's the Turquoise Wagons 383. It's the Surf Pro's original 440. I'm going to throw this in there as a little quick edit. I called this a 440, and that was a mistake. This is a 318, and it's not a 440. That is a 440. That is a 440. And the other one is a 440 as well. So I just had 440s on my mind because, well, they're kind of cool. So edit 318. That's the black car's numbers matching 440. 5 and 7 are heavily pitted. I need to pound that motor apart, and hopefully I can save the block. That's the plan. We got the N code 70 Polaro convertible. We're going to do some cosmetic stuff. This bumper needs changed. The valance needs some work. I got front end rebuild in progress. I started before it got cold out, and then it got really cold out, and well, I need to get it done. We got the rest of the parts are sitting right there. We got new leaf springs for it ready to go. And we got the hard to find center caps for it. So this one's in progress as well. Hopefully have that on the road by early spring, early to late spring, but we'll see. I really want to get this one done. We've had this car since 2020, and I've never driven it more than out front because of how poorly it ran. So we need to get this one going. Here we have one of my customers' other cars. This one's in the more completed stage. It was the first one that we did. It's a 71 Dodge Monaco, factory 440 car. We got it out of Medina, New York. And in 2019, I've gone through, we did some carburetor work, shocks, undid a lot of stuff that was done by previous owners. What else we did? Tires. He had the seats reupholstered. They came out beautiful. It's got the high back buckets and a white interior, which I guess is rare. I like the way it looks, but I wouldn't prefer it for myself. Just because you really got to be conscious about getting them dirty. One of the bigger projects I did on this car, we pulled the motor out and regasketed most of it. Didn't do head gaskets. Didn't need to. It passed the leak down test. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. What else we did? We had the booster rebuilt by Booster Dewey, the Power Booster Exchange out in Oregon. Or are they in Washington now? One of the two. New master cylinder, new lines. Had the radiator cleaned. New hoses. We had the Everco heater valve on there. Had the air cleaner blasted and powder coated in the proper wrinkle finish. So yeah, we've done quite a bit on this one. Original rebuilt distributor by Halifax Hops out in Pennsylvania. Great guy. Also, Dana did the carb on this. You can see it under there barely. It's beautiful job on that. I'm sure one day I'll have the air cleaner off and we can document it further. Oh, we also used AC Global and redid a lot of the AC. We're still having some problems. It seems that the charge leaked out again. I'm leaning towards the compressor. We need to rebuild one of those. So, yeah, this is Medina. It's a pretty good car. I enjoy driving it. It's almost like a brand new car. And we haven't even done shocks, or springs in the back, I mean. Not shocks, we did shocks. So, yeah. And then we have the 72 Chrysler New Yorker. This one I haven't done a whole lot of mechanical work to. But the vinyl top was pretty much toast, and it had a little bit of rust around the back window, so we straightened that out. He also had the front seats redone on this. We've got the right center caps on it. What else have I? Yeah, I think we just did a little, I think plugs and wires and just the basics on this. New tires. It's a great car though. I mean, this thing is just turn the key and it goes. And you can see top, I had to redo all the filler in here. Came out really nice. Really nice. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, that's what we got. These two cars are the ones outside right now because it's the first nice day we've had in a long time. So that's what we got. We've got a lot of cars to do. We've got a lot of cars to talk about. We got some car shows to go to. We got some swap meets to attend. We got some junkyards to probably crawl through and find some parts. I'm sure there's going to be so much more. We're going to do some burnouts. We're going to probably do some drag racing because I want to take that black car out to the Byron down the road and see what it'll do. I'm thinking hopefully in the 14s, probably in the low 15s, but we'll see. Got to get this white car done and on the road. Got to get the New Yorker's engine built. We got a couple engines here to build. I mean, there's a lot of content that I've got to make for you guys, and I hope you stick around. So like and subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody about the C-Body stuff, and I hope to answer as many questions as I can, and we'll just go from there. So thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Thanks.